Good. All right, if I could have your attention, I apologize. We were waiting on some people that are very important for tonight to get here that were caught up in some construction traffic. And I just want to say, first of all, welcome to one of the biggest nights for our Gadsden State programs of any program that we have. We appreciate you being here tonight. I hope you came ready to celebrate some awesome things that we're going to do tonight, and I hope you came ready to clap your hands. Tonight is a night of celebration. We have grown our fame signing for a few years now, and it's just an awesome event that we look forward to every year as a culmination to the hard work that we have. I would like to recognize some guests here tonight. I would like to recognize, first of all, if you're a parent of a student tonight, please raise your hand, and I would like to applaud you for being here tonight. If you are a K-12 educator, I see several career tech directors, I see career coaches, I see quite a few people, superintendents, and other people from K-12. Please raise your hand or stand up, please. Awesome. I'm not sure if we have any local or state elected officials that are here tonight. I know some that are in session going down tomorrow that said they wouldn't be here, but if there's anyone here tonight, raise your hand. If you are a Gadsden State employee, or whether you're at the Gadsden State in the workforce development, please raise your hand as well. Thank you. I would like to recognize our Vice President, Dr. Tara Simmons, and two members of our Executive Cabinet, Dean Farrah Hayes and Dean Pam Johnson. Well, I just want to say, after we've clapped for everybody, and I hope that I've not left any group out because all groups are important, but I've saved a little special round of applause tonight for our industry partners, because without them, the collaboration would not be possible. And I'd like for you to just help me showing our appreciation to these awesome folks from industry that have partnered and collaborated with East Alabama Works and Gadsden State for our FAME chapter. And with that, I know Lisa Morales, Executive Director of East Alabama Works, will come and give comments, but I would like to say that I would like for us to extend a round of applause for her because of the hard work she does. It's a true collaboration and makes our partnership perfect for all the things that we do. Ms. Morales, please stand. Let us give you a round of applause.
Well, good evening. Thank you all so much for being here. When we had our very first FAME signing day, it was a very small crowd. It was a total of probably 13 students that we signed that very first year, and we all could fit in a very small auditorium. We are almost outgrowing the Oxford Civic Center, so give yourselves a round of applause. So first thing, I love a few little housekeeping details. So on your table is a sign-in sheet. We can't have any meetings without a sign-in sheet. So if you could just give us a little bit of information, just so we can make sure we capture all of those that are in attendance today. So there should be a pen, a sign-in sheet. So just jot down your information so we make sure to know how many people we had. Second off, thank you to our industry partners. They are listed in your program. Take a note of who those employers are. They come from all across East Alabama. They are from Fort Payne down to Ashland and everywhere in between. And so we are very excited. Not only are our industry partners seated up here, but many of their counterparts are also seated in the audience. So thank you all for being here today. So one last thing I wanted to share is It is a monumental day for our students, a monumental day for your family, for our community, and for our industry. So if you have a cell phone, and probably a lot of us do, I would love for you to take it out. And if you don't have a phone, maybe a neighbor next to you can grab their phone and take a picture of yourself, your family, and tag it as "Today is the day my future started." Because today is a day that you will remember, we hope, for the rest of your career. Put it on social media so that every year it will pop up and you will remember tonight and the difference that it's making in your life and your family's life. Again, thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm going to bring back Dean Alan Smith to bring forth more comments to you.
Thank you. It is truly a big day, and as we talk about recruiting, I want to share with you a little history of the FAME chapter and how far the FAME chapter has come because of the hard work of Lisa Morales, because of the hard work of our industry partners, because of the hard work of people on the workforce development team at Gadsden State, and because of the hard work for many of our K-12 partners and the fact that you've bought in to our program. The FAME chapter started up around 2019. There were 14 people that originally signed up, and everything was going really well until a pandemic broke out. And somewhere along the way, it got really hard to go around and recruit young people into programs because they were virtual. I would be remiss if I didn't offer a special thanks to our coordinator of workforce development, Andy Robertson, for his hard work and dedication throughout this entire process. I'll tell you a brief story. Andy and I were in Jacksonville one morning, and we didn't know how we were going to sign students up for the FAME chapter the following year, but we knew we had to do something. We actually left Jacksonville. We decided we would go to Alexandria. We were knocking on glass windows at schools. Jacksonville let us come in with masks on. Alexandria let us come in, and so we went and talked, but many schools were not allowing people to visit. So we backed up. We did an electronic recruiting method that we came up with and started doing virtual recruiting. But I remember Andy and I, our recruiting method at the time, we were at the intersection of 431 and 144, and I said, well, we can turn left and go to Welborn, we can go straight, go to Alexandria, or we can hang a right and go to Glencoe. What do you want to do? So that's how the recruiting went. But from that time, it's ramped up to what you see today. Tonight, I said, is a celebration. It's a wonderful time, but let me be the first to tell you that we would love for you, if you have a student at home or if you know a neighbor, whether it's a young person coming out of high school or someone wanting a new career that wants to be a global best advanced manufacturing technician, I'd like to offer the opportunity for you to be in the next cohort, because we're always recruiting, not because it's something that we do to build our numbers, but because we believe in it. We're helping people when we get them signed up. And parents, I would like to talk to you tonight and let you know that Gadsden State wants your student to succeed. We have success coaches that will monitor the student's progress. We have industry partners that will work with them when times are tough with their hours, and we take this very seriously, and we have nothing but the success involved, or the success for students involved in every decision-making process that we do. So let me share with you a little bit on the screen, and I've been told not to walk off because these two microphones are important. One's for a recording and one is for you to hear me. But we had a really good recruiting year this year. We were somewhere around 60 was our goal that we set forth, and we wanted to increase our diversity, equity, and inclusion by around 10%. We exceeded. I think we wound up with 55 qualified applicants, and we are signing up 40 individuals tonight. You'll see that we have moving forward, and we're going to be doing something different this year, and it's almost I'm going to say it's a landmark thing that you're going to see tonight. Half of these students are going to be taking classes on our Ayers campus, which we're calling the South part of the chapter, and the other half are going to be taking their classes on the Gadsden campus, which is the north part of the chapter. We're part of the FAME Federation, is a nationally recognized entity, and we're one of the only ones in the U.S. that have 2 locations with the same chapter. We're really excited about that, and the people that are in charge of the National FAME chapter didn't hesitate at all to allow us to do that, because they recognize the commitment to excellence that our industry partners have and the commitment that we at Gadsden State have for student success. So we're excited about that. We're excited about our recruiting process, and we appreciate you being here tonight. And I'm going to step out of the way, and we're going to get down to the real reason we're here tonight, is get these people signed up for one of the most awesome things that they have in their careers. So let me step away.
Hey guys, again, thank y'all for coming and being here tonight. So I am Andy Robertson. I'm the Coordinator of Workforce Development at Gadsden State. And within that hat, I'm also the FAME Coordinator. So I have the privilege of getting to oversee this program and work with these young men and women within the program. And again, like Dean Smith said, we can't do it without these industry partners. So again, they're the reason we're all here, because again, everybody needs a job, and these men and women are stepping forth for their companies, providing these students an opportunity to go to work and not have a job, but they're going to have a career. So we're going to get started tonight, and I want to explain the first thing that we've done, and I'll give Ms. Carrie Wood, if you would please raise your hand. So Ms. Carrie Wood is our work-based learning specialist, AKA the FAME recruiter, because if y'all can't see her, you'd much rather see her come to your school than me. She gets a lot better, I know it's hard to believe, but she gets a better response from these young men than I do. I know it's hard to believe. But she's the key to it, because due to her success the last 2 to 3 years and her efforts for recruiting, that's how these numbers have gone up. We have been able the last 2 years to meet industry demands, and then industry at the end of the day, when we've had our interviews and our draft, they've said, hey, we've still got good candidates we don't have the jobs for. What can we do? So we wound up taking alternates. So I want to explain an alternate, because that's the first ones we're going to honor tonight. These alternates are in the FAME program. So let me be very clear. They're not just hanging out. What are they doing? They're in the FAME program. They'll start attending classes in the fall. The only issue with them currently right now, they do not have a job. They're just waiting. If a student's not able to maintain attendance, not able to maintain grades, or just decides, hey, this is not what I want to do, we have an alternate that's ready to go to fill that position. And I'm happy to say last year when we had our alternates, every alternate was going to work no later than the middle of the semester. So they go to work early, and they're able to go to work and then continue to make money and learn on-the-job training and work-based learning. But that's the first thing we're going to do tonight. We're going to honor the alternates that are selected. And Mr. Kenny Duncan, our president for our chapter, is going to come down and sit with us. And Dean Smith, if you wouldn't mind, Dr. Simmons, if you wouldn't mind, if we could come up and start our signing, please. So our very first alternate we're going to recognize tonight. I'll give you guys time. I apologize. I got ahead of you. So the first alternate we're going to recognize tonight is Mr. Kenneth Price, Jr. So as they come down, there's a commitment that these guys are going to sign that talks about the amount of hours that they're going to work and the dedication that they're committing and promising to go forward. So I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. As an alternate, they still sign this very same document. So that's why we're having our signing day. And I think it's listed up here, but you guys need to be aware that we're signing 38 tonight, including our alternates. These 38 were selected out of 166 applicants. So it wasn't like everybody that applied got in, and even if they applied, a lot of them didn't qualify or didn't make it to an interview. So to get to an interview is a monumental point, but then to get beyond the interview and say, hey, they're good enough that these companies want them, that's a big deal. So we have got to make sure, again, we honor the ones that are selected in the program. So I want to stress that. So thank you guys again. Thank you, sir. Our next alternate is Mr. Aiden Richards. Congratulations. Congratulations. Our next alternate is Mr. Curtis Smith. Our next alternate is Mackenzie Tovar. All right, now we'll start with our industry partners, and our first industry partner is going to be Don Casters. And Don Casters' selection this year is Mr. Aiden Stewart. There we go. Our next industry partner is going to be Eastman Chemicals. And Eastman Selections, Mr. Will Johnson. Our next industry partner is General Dynamics OTS. And their selection is Mr. Blaze Armstrong. Our next industry partner is GH Metal Solutions. Their selection is Mr. Aaron Wright. Our next industry partner is Honda Alabama Auto Plant. And their first selection is Mr. Bryce Anderson. Honda's next selection was Mr. Michael Anderson. Honda's next selection is Mr. William Anderson. I'm going to take a little liberty while Mr. Anderson's making his way up here after I get your handshake. So, I know Anderson's a pretty common name, but it's really common because they're all family. So that's why I want to emphasize. So, our very first cohort in 2019, their youngest, Mr. Anderson's youngest son, oh, he's back here up. Raise your hand there, Mr. Eric Anderson, right here in the house. Very first cohort graduate, still working at Honda now, I believe. Correct, sir? So, with that, we have something called a legacy pick. And a legacy is if an immediate family member works for that company, they get to automatically be selected if that company chooses. Well, Mr. Anderson, being in the first cohort, paved the way for his brothers and his dad. So now, when they applied this time and were qualified and came to interview, Honda chose to use the legacy pick. So now we have Anderson number 2, Anderson number 3, and Anderson number 4 is what I'm going to have to refer to them, coming through our FAME program this time. So that's a little bit of explanations for the Andersons. Yeah, that's all the Andersons, but now we're not leaving a legacy pick. I have another legacy pick, Mr. Braxton Bussey. So I'd be remiss if I didn't embarrass Big Brother Brody that I see sitting out there. There's a former student of mine. Braxton is also a legacy pick because his brother works at Honda. So that's how this is going again. So we're really excited, and obviously we're producing quality candidates because they keep taking them, so it must be pretty good, right? And I'll say this year, every one of Honda's picks was a legacy pick, so they have another legacy selection with Mr. Kason Hardy. And Honda's last legacy pick this year is Mr. Amari Johnson. And with that, I need to go ahead and recognize, because I should have done it earlier and I apologize, Eastman Chemicals, I believe your pick was a legacy pick also. Mr. Will Johnson was a legacy pick, and also Mr. Aaron Wright for GH Metal Solutions was a legacy pick. And we'll have one more legacy coming in a minute also when Colonel Span comes up. But please just know that these are their family members or they've worked there part-time. So that's how these young men are becoming legacy picks. Our next industry is Cook Foods in their Ashland location. And Their first selection this year is Mr. Wilfredo Gonzalez. Cook Ashland's second pick this year is Mr. Tyler Wardlow. Our next industry is Cook Foods in Collinsville, Alabama. There you go. Their first selection is Mr. Andres Garcia. Their second selection is Mr. Trent Gilly. Cook's next selection is Mr. Jose Ponce. Cook Collinsville's final pick is Mr. Brandon Simonetti. Our next industry partner is Cook Foods Gadsden. Their first pick is Mr. Alex Bamaka. Our next selection, Mr. Brandon Bamaka. And their third and final selection is Mr. Landon Robinson. Our next industry partner is Chronospan. Their first selection is Mr. Zachary Bloom. Their next selection is Mr. Nicholas Bryant. Their next selection is Mr. Brody Burnett. Their next selection is Mr. Landon Davenport. Their next selection is Mr. Lewis Holbrook. Their next selection is Mr. Tony Landers. Their next selection is Mr. Will Skinner. Their next pick is Mr. Landon Waller. Our next industry partner is Legacy Cabinets. Their first selection is Mr. Zachary Andrews. Their next selection is Mr. Keegan Huff. Our next industry partner is M&H Valve. Their first selection is Mr. Christopher Alvarez. Their next selection is Mr. Jackson Long. Their last pick is Mr. Jordan Beal. And our last industry partner tonight is Tyler Union. Their first selection is Mr. Douglas Baker. Their last pick is Mr. Julius Scott. If you don't mind, I'd like to take time to recognize our industry partners and all the FAME signees one more time, please.
I realize we've jumped off the program a little bit, but that's okay. But I just wanted to recognize our members and our partners from the Alabama Career Center that are here tonight. If you're with the Alabama Career Center in the back, would you raise your hand, please? As Mr. Robertson comes back to the podium, I'll just say that we have many opportunities for your students, for you to, as you're in the program, to get your education at Gadsden State paid for. The Alabama Career Center works really well with us and provides opportunities for many of our students, and they're there to assist and help, so there's quite a bit of opportunities with that. And I just wanted to recognize them tonight and tell you again, as Dean of Workforce Development at Gadsden State, how much I appreciate you coming out tonight, appreciate the commitment that all of you have shown to help a student get here to this moment in time. And you guys that have just signed up, I want to say one thing. I've never been privileged and honored enough to sit beside such a large of FAME signees, and it was truly an honor tonight. And I want to say, I guess another thing, I never noticed this many left-handed participants in the program. So I'm waiting to see how successful you guys are going to be. And I know you're going to be really successful because you've got some excellent instructors and some excellent people behind you. You've got a family. And let me say this, you're going to sometimes struggle. You're going to sometimes want to, not do your best or not, go forward. Do not quit. I'm telling you. Keep going, stay in this program. It is a golden ticket. You have a straight escalator ride to be completely successful if you'll just stay into this program. Do your part, and with that, I'm going to turn it over to our Workforce Development Coordinator, Mr. Andy Robertson.
So I got a couple things to say. First off, FAME students in the back, FAME seniors, please stand up. This time last year, this was our signing class last year. These are now our senior students, as we call them, because they're entering their third semester. I know you like to say you're on your final track, right? Because I know it can't be through quick enough. I know you like being done with school. But these guys and ladies are really important. They come out, they support These students, they go to all kind of events, they go to recruiting. You students that are here, you probably saw some of them along with Ms. Wood when we came out to recruit. So, and I also encourage any FAME signee that's here tonight, if you want to talk to them and see what goes on with them, see the day-to-day, see work, see how they work, just remember, a year ago today, they were in your same shoes. So they have been going through the program now. They've worked during the summer, they've worked in the fall and gone to school, worked in the spring and gone to school. So they've successfully completed 2 semesters while they've worked. So that's an excellent resource back there, you new signees. If you want to ask any questions, please don't hesitate to catch them and pick their brain before they leave or before you leave today. Thank you, guys and ladies. I appreciate y'all. I most definitely could never even get close to, nor would this chapter be the success it is without our FAME instructor, Ms. Tarina Vanetta. So Tarina, you're going to have to stand up. Not just wave, stand up. She likes to sit back down on me too quick. No, Tarina's an excellent resource, an excellent asset. She's worked in the industry for 10 years, has experience. She's done such a good job that the FAME National has came and asked her. She goes all throughout teaching the MCEs all over the nation. So you guys are really in good shape, and she does a really great job getting you guys and teaching you because she's been there and done it in industry as well. So you've got a great instructor right here in front of you guys, and the ones of you that be in Gadsden, you're going to have a great instructor there. We just haven't hired that person yet, but they're coming. So you're going to have a good one, I guarantee you. So one thing I want to talk about and kind of answer some day-to-day, because I'm going to go out on a limb based on my kids and say a lot of parents in here probably have seen your sons, daughters sign up for something. You may not be 100% about what's going on. Is that maybe accurate to an extent? Maybe y'all are different then. Maybe y'all's sons and daughters bring everything to you and tell you everything. Okay, I was fixing to say, I was worried. I was like, I'm doing something wrong then. So just want to talk to you just a little bit. I think I changed the slides. Y'all correct me. Does that show day-to-day on both sides now? So just want to talk a little bit about the day-to-day, and the FAME students back in the back probably would drop her head and attest to, but this is accurate for the most part for what we do. So you'll see on here we talk about attendance, and there's an attendance agreement. This is a valuable, not only is this a program, this is something valuable. You FAME signees, take this home with you. Moms, dads, parents, grandparents, please take this home with you, because not only is it important, it's going to have some important dates when you do things. So next time you're like, hey, when are we doing this? If you'll flip next to the back, there's important dates. Talks about orientation, the next thing we're doing. So that has important dates you need to know. It also has contacts. So if you get confused and I don't know what to do, I know most of you probably have Ms. Wood. You're on Remind with Ms. Wood, so you know how to get in touch with her. But if you need to call her, you need to call me. Our contacts are on here. Also have opportunities for the Cardinal Tutoring Center if you get to the point, and that's something you can keep, because as you go during your career, we can talk about it, but that gets you some assistance in school. Our student support services can help you, and we also have our Cheehaw Career Center. I think I saw Ms. Watts. Did she have to step out? Are you still here, Ms. There you go, Ms. Watts. I know we recognize Career Center here. We missed you back there. So Ms. Watts is also at our Ayers campus, Cheehaw Career Center. So we have both career centers represented, Gadsden and Anniston. So again, Dean Smith's right. These career centers and gentlemen that work in these career centers are a wonderful asset and a great resource. And it's really important for funding, and because I know everybody's aware now, school's no longer free, right? If you're not, I know mom and daddies know it, but it's not. But here's the key. We're pointing out, and like Dean Smith pointed out, there's tons of scholarships, FAFSA. These ladies in the back, they really do great at the Career Center to work with these FAME students for WIOA opportunities. There's technical scholarships. There will be AA, MA scholarships that we'll have you apply for. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities in front of you so that school can be free for you, because that's our goal. And I know mom and dad, that's your goal. You want them to get out and not have any student loans and be debt free. That's our goal just as much as it is y'all's. But behind me also, so we talk about attendance. So that attendance agreement is in here. The next thing you'll find, there's some of these skills that some people don't like it, some people like it, but a lot of times they're labeled as soft skills. But I call them important or necessary skills. Because not only is that, you see, we're going to have communication. These young men and women that you saw in front of you are going to be part of a safety circle. So before they start a career tech class every day, they're going to get up with their peers and they're going to form a safety circle. That's one of the things they'll learn during orientation. they'll adopt a safety slogan. So they'll have a safety slogan that when they get up and speak, that's the first thing they say. Hey, I'm Andy Robertson, and my personal safety commitment is always use the right tool for the job at home and at work. That's my personal safety commitment. And I hadn't changed it in 4 years because I'm still struggling to adhere to it. So that's why I hadn't changed mine. Sorry to say. That's the whole goal. You has to be something that can be attainable, that you can see if you're doing it. So that's one of the things during orientation these FAME students will learn. They'll adopt a safety slogan that's something that's important that they know, and when they get up, they'll start introducing themselves that way. Some of you may be bashful and shy. We're going to have to get over that because, again, you're going to be up in front of your peers speaking. And I think our FAME students back here can attest to it. We do the safety circle probably 3 to 4, maybe 5 times a day, depending on how many classes, career tech classes you've got when you're on campus. So I think we figured it up. You're doing the safety circle by the time you graduate, I think probably about 250 times overall. So you're constantly participating. You have to lead it sometimes. So it's a big deal. So your communication will be very vital, which will help you when you get into your career for being able to communicate with your employers, people that you work with, co-workers, whatever, to make sure you're able to communicate and explain what's going on. So also with that, you probably see on there, probably says that you can't make below a C and stay in this program. That's a very important part because that's part of it. The FAME standard is global best. Global best is not making D's and F's and stay in a program. So A, B, and C is what's required, but with that comes a lot of responsibility. So that's why, alluding to what Dean Smith said to earlier, you have a success coach. That success coach checks on your grades every 2 weeks. That's why I pointed out the Cardinal Tutoring Center. If you get behind on your grades, we're going to insist that you go to the Cardinal Tutoring Center and sign up, because I want myself and everybody that oversees and works for this program and your industry partners want to make sure that you're successful in completing the program and able to stay employed and continue and have a career. That's the whole goal. So I think that's up there also. I'm going to have to cheat and look. I apologize. The other important thing, that's exactly correct. Students will come Monday and Wednesday. So you'll come to school 2 days a week with us. You'll work 3 days a week with the industry partner as they deem it. The whole 5 semesters you guys are in class, your class days will be Monday and Wednesday. They'll never change. So Monday and Wednesday, you'll be expected to be at school. And the other thing that's probably up here, on time for FAME now is 20 minutes early. So if your class starts at 8 o'clock, you're expected to be there at 7:40 or sooner. If you're there at 7:40 and 1 second, you're not on time, you're late. So I want to stress that again, 20 minutes. So day 1 orientation, it starts at 8 o'clock. What time are you guys expected to be there if you're on time? 7:40 or sooner, right? I'll stress that, or sooner. It's important. Be there, because that's part of the FAME standard, because if you're 10 minutes early, that's pretty good, but 10 minutes is 1 wreck, 1 flat tire, 1 anything from being late. And a lot of these employers, all these employers have an attendance policy, and you can be the best employer ever for them, but if you're not at work, you're not a very valuable employee when you're not at work. So this is part of the standard. That's why we have an attendance agreement for this program. That's why you also have, again, as part of the attendance, to be 20 minutes or more early. And you'll see this, and some things we'll explain to you during orientation. You'll see our board signed up that you'll clock in with your thumb and you'll color yourself in, so it's easy for everybody to see if you're early, if you're late, or if you're out. So just please be aware of that. So 20 minutes or more early every day that you're at school, okay? Again, come to school 2 days a week, work 3 days a week. The other important aspect that, in your shoes, mom and dad, that I would be concerned about sending my young son or daughter to work in an industry, they're not just going to throw them out to the wolves. They're not going to say, okay, I got a problem, I got a machine down here, go fix it. These young men and women are assigned a mentor. That mentor goes everywhere with them, and initially, industry, y'all back me up, I'd say at least the first semester, second semester, or a little more, they're really what I call a glorified helper. They're really following them and shadowing them and working with them, working with that mentor to help. As the semester progresses, as they progress in the program and they learn more and more, that you see a dynamic or a shift. Those students then at that point but come to the forefront where that mentor goes to the back. They've learned enough and they have enough knowledge now they can start working on some of these problems, but they're still not alone yet. They're still sending a mentor with them, so somebody's there to ensure they're doing it safely and they know what they're doing. Because industry partners' goal and our goal, I want your sons and daughters going in with 10 fingers, 10 toes, whatever they go in with. I want them coming out with the same thing they go in with. And I know that's what our industry partners want as well. So they spend a lot of time on safety. During our orientation in June, that's mandatory. We're going to spend most all that week talking about safety because we want to ensure you're safe when you go into work. One last thing again, so I pointed out important dates. I also want to point out, so the FAME standards that I talked about are in here about 20 minutes early. The classes, each student with a mentor, so your apparel. You see our FAME students back in the back. They have a FAME shirt on, the collared polo shirt. Stand up again for me, please. I know y'all want to sit down. I'm going to make you get up one more time. So if you see all of them have a collared FAME polo shirt on, you see it tucked in, you see a belt. That's our dress policy. You don't come in pajama pants, you don't come in shorts, you don't come in whatever else. When you come to school, you come in a FAME shirt that's provided to you by these industry partners, and you wear it tucked in and you wear it with a belt. I want to make sure I'm clear with that because that's a non-negotiable. That is what it is. This is a standard, so when you go out to represent FAME, you're dressed up and representing FAME, and there's no doubt. Because again, we're not just any program, we're a global best program. So that's some of the things that we ensure. So, and I don't mind telling you, if you come to school without a belt, Ms. Vanetta's job, and she knows it, sends you back either home to get a belt or to go buy a belt, and you're going to get a half occurrence because you didn't come dressed right. That's our standard. It may sound harsh, but that's what needs to be so that we're developing these young men and women, just the appropriate dress and attire and attitude, the whole thing. That's all part of the program. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm clear with that in front of everybody now. Also, one thing, I know again, you may not have known everything, and hopefully you've seen some of the day-to-day. You've seen some of the things we have in the program. I want to open it up to you guys. If you have any questions, you can ask now out loud, and I'll be glad to answer them. You can catch me to the side. I'll be glad to answer. But if you have any questions, this is a time I think it's important for you guys to know what's going on. Sorry, FAME guys, I didn't let you sit down. See how good they do better? They do so good, I forget about them. Dadgummit. Sorry, I apologize. Y'all did a great job. Thank you. Do y'all have any questions in here for anything that you're not sure about or how this program works or anything goes on with it from seeing the day-to-day and hearing me talk and hopefully what your son or daughters come home and talk to you about? Okay. If you change your mind or if you don't want to ask publicly, if you want to see me, I'll be up here and I'll be around plenty of time. I want you to be sure and come ask because, again, I have children. I want to make sure your son and daughter's safe and doing well. And I know all these industry partners here and their mentors want to make sure they're doing the same thing, that they're safe and learning and getting an education and a career. So last thing, so please hang around for pictures. We'll take this step and repeat off and it'll be back over here off stage. Please take time and get your pictures, be seen, talk with our industry partners, meet them if you got any questions. Talk to our FAME students, and again, we'll be here as well. Yes, ma'am, I miss. Yeah, so I apologize. I'm terrible with pictures. Got to have the lady keep me on track. Please, all you signees, we want one big picture with all you guys today signing, and all you FAME guys, I want a picture of you here tonight as well too. So please get together for one group picture, and then take all the pictures you guys want with your family, friends, loved ones. Everybody's here to support you tonight. And I really appreciate, again, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for entrusting Gadsden State and this program and these industry partners with your sons and daughters and knowing for the career that they're fixing to be, that they've just started. And Lisa Morales said it right. Just take today's picture and realize today's the first day of your career. Today should be one of the days that's changed your life and changed your future for the better from now on. But thank you guys again for coming. Please give our industry and our signees another round of applause.